Hey guys, this is John here, and I have some really cool news to show you. As you can see, there is a big breakthrough from the University of Texas, and it is that the lithium ion battery, invented by Dr. Goodenough. This guy inventing the lithium ion battery, which, like, anything that has a battery that really matters pretty much functions off of. I'm thinking like the future as well. Electric cars, they use lithium ion. The ones that are coming out. He has recognizing the defects in lithium ion batteries, being the formation of something called dendrites, which inside the battery pretty much cause the explosions that you've seen perhaps about batteries, battery fires, whatnot. That is not good, and that happens when you try to charge batteries fast. That's kind of what we need, fast charging batteries, if you want to have battery storage and really high energy density. Well, the problem of trying to get more energy dense batteries that charge really fast and don't explode, that's kind of solved. It is solved. So they've invented, John Goodenough and his team, they've invented lithium ion battery 2.0. I'm kidding. Literally, they are glass batteries. Glass, you say? Really? Glass? Yes. Glass batteries. The thing that is so cool about these batteries are that they are new paradigm changing batteries, that everything we thought we knew about batteries, it puts it on its head. Because not just are these fast charging and pretty much non-combustible, they don't explode batteries, they are counterintuitive. So the normal process with batteries, you have how do you put this? You have an anode and a cathode, right? And the transfer of the electrons is how you have the energy, the electricity transfer. Specifically, electricity gets transferred this way. I mean, the electrons are what gets transferred. What happens in this situation with regular batteries, the expectation was that it's going to be pretty much two different materials, and that's just it. You know, like as a typical potato, you stick in two different kinds of metals, and you got the flow, and it's all good. What we have here is not that case. You have pretty much the use of the same kind of metal. You got, let me look up here, metal. Okay, so you can use alkali metal anodes, particularly lithium, sodium, or potassium. Of course, we use lithium, which isn't possible with conventional batteries. Okay, what that means is, instead of the typical anode that was, well, like a conductor, like copper and whatnot, all these other things that we've used, you can use lithium as an anode, which means that instead of it being the traditional, you got inside the battery and metal outside the battery, you're flipping it. You're pretty much putting the stuff inside the battery, outside the battery, and you're putting glass inside the battery, and it's like turning the house upside down and watching everything fall. It's completely revolutionary. You're pretty much using the part of the battery that is the effective part of the battery, and you're creating a capacitor. You're creating something that stores electricity, and yet it kind of amplifies it. But you're not really creating new energy. You're just utilizing the energy you have more efficiently. So it makes sense. It's completely different. Um, it not just increases the energy density, as you see here. I'm going to highlight for you. It doesn't just increase the energy density of a cathode. It doesn't just do that. It delivers a long life. So not just can it supercharge, this thing can charge faster, longer. So I feel like I'm selling this battery to you, but this is more than just selling a battery. This is something that I want to work on. This is something that if you watching this see this and want to be involved, particularly if you know chemical engineering, electrochemical engineering, electrical engineering, if you know anything about chemistry and can apply chemistry. And I say anything, I mean someone who can use analytical chemistry. That's the most important one. If you know analytical chemistry, then you are definitely the person I want to work with. And if you are someone that just wants to work for yourself, and this is something that is an idea that I'm giving you, by all means, please pursue this. Pursue it on your own. Do what you can. Do what you will with it. And really make a change in the world. Either you do it by yourself, you work with me, we make it happen together. I don't care. I just want to make the world a better place. And that's pretty much what I've stood for. That's what I'm saying. And that's what we can do. That's what can be done with something like this. And first and foremost, it looks like I'm reading off of this thing, but it's literally like big breakthrough, big breakthrough, big breakthrough. You have like a whole line of breakthroughs, and I just can't avoid it. So here you have, I'm going to highlight it. Okay. Batteries can't function well in cold temperatures, frigid cold temperatures. Okay. If you don't believe me, look it up, confirm on your own, and comment if you feel that there's something that I'm missing. But the solid glass electrolytes, okay, they can operate at negative 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, for electric cars particularly, or anything that's an electric battery user, and the battery is subject to frigid temperatures, functioning in low temperatures is really bad. And I'm not trying to be very simple, but it's very bad. It's bad because the battery becomes so inefficient that it is no longer fulfilling its intended duty for all intents and purposes. You store energy for the sake of using it for the amount that you've stored. This doesn't happen when it's really cold. At that point, ice, internal combustion engines function so much better. Because they pretty much create the heat upon which they rely. Batteries are very efficient. They don't create heat very easily. So there's a lot more to it. But long story short, these batteries can operate at temperatures that lithium-ion batteries cannot. So it increases the range of functionality. These batteries are just wonderful. And it goes on to talk about Braga. Maria Helena Braga is like one of my new heroes. She has developed, in conjunction with Dr. Goodenough, she has developed this glass battery. So if you want to look at the brains behind it, she's the brains behind it. Not that I want to have Dr. Goodenough being bombarded by phone calls, but I did myself call him. I called his home. So on University of Texas directory, they have his home phone number on a directory. So I called. I mean, why not? He picks up, and he of course doesn't know who I am. I preface saying that I really am at the point of a not just an aficionado at this point. I want to make this battery happen. I talked to him, and he forwarded me effectively saying, I'm going to refer you to talk to these guys. He told me to talk to the Office of Technology Commercialization and particularly Leslie Nichols. I plan on doing that. I'm going to get some more stuff together, but pretty much what's going on for this new battery. Talking to the Office of Technology Commercialization. I can't say any faster at this point. It's like a tongue twister, kind of. They are, I'm assuming now at this point, they are the people I would talk to negotiating the terms of a license that they would be granting me to use the patent that has yet to be granted on the battery. So they've applied for a patent. Patent to be granted, I don't know. Patent is being given to the government, after which it's been either rejected or approved. We can probably view that as public information, because it's publicly a patent now, and they own the rights to it for, I don't know, 20 some years. However, that being the case, it's great because you can work with the people who, in this case, obviously want to see their product commercialized. And that's exactly what I want to do. I want to commercialize this battery. Dr. John Goodenough isn't just a regular guy. He is a very accomplished gentleman, which you can on Wikipedia look up. Dr. John, John, Goodenough. Just like you say, good enough, stick it together. Don't have a space between good and enough, and you'll find him. But it is wonderful because they want to see this turned into a battery that is just like a lithium ion, widely sold, and really revolutionize every industry that relies on it. That being the case, it is being a new technology being literally released in March. Now, the paper I have here, it is the paper from one of the papers that he has written with Dr. Braga. This is right here. I'm going to highlight it. It's going to kind of turn blue. This right here is in the blocks. The blocks. Yeah, cool. Okay, so this right here I'm showing you is pretty much what they did in their test for this particular paper, in which they're describing the process of pretty much exactly what they did, what happened, exactly what they observed, and, well, the conclusions from what they observed. And this is what, this paper is what this that I'm showing you, the article, is based off of. So it's the article for the common man, and then you've got the article for the common chemist. What we really need to figure out next is how to commercialize this battery. I don't just mean finding a business plan. Okay, that's easy. I mean industrially producing this battery at a lithium-ion battery equivalent production rate. And it's not just developing a plan to produce the battery in terms of rolling it out. It's also developing the technology itself, the equivalent of Henry Ford developing the assembly line for the Model T Ford car, which started up the whole entire car production thing, the whole process. Here, too, the process for building this battery needs to be created. And what better a way to go and move forward and make a change than in something like this? This is something that anyone can do who has the knowledge and just needs to put the time in. And I really recommend, if you are capable of doing this and would like to work with me, I, again, would be more than happy to. There's a lot of things that I can say further, but it's best that we talk together. That being the case, just consider two important points, okay? If you look this up, you're going to find it. And utexas.edu, news.utexas.edu. Just look up glass battery, University of Texas, you'll find it. This paper, you have to go through the, well, it's a subscription, so you have to subscribe to the journal. In this case, the Royal Society of Chemistry. And the 2017 edition, which is what I have from March, okay, March 2017, like a month ago. This is where you'll find, and they're going to be releasing more articles, okay? This is where you'll find information about this battery and really just how awesome it is. Let me cite something from this paper, and then I want to be done. Okay, so this is a summary of it, and I'll explain a little bit, but this is the summary, and I'm going to read this word for word. I'm highlighting it. All right. The ability to plate or strip reversibly an alkali metal anode from a solid electrolyte invites a complete rethink, a new paradigm of rechargeable battery strategies. With the lithium glass and sodium glass electrolytes, okay, we have demonstrated in this paper one possible new strategy in which the cathode consists of plating the anode alkali metal on a copper carbon cathode current collector at a voltage, okay, voltage, the greater than sign, 3.0 volts. All right, so voltage greater than 3 volts. Replacement of a host insertion compound as cathode by a redox center for plating an alkali metal cathode provides a safe, low-cost, all-solid-state cell with a huge capacity, giving a large energy density and a long cycle life suitable for powering an all-electric road vehicle, electric cars, or for storing electric power from wind or solar energy. Okay, so I'm going to break this down for you. The ability to plate or strip reversibly an alkali metal anode from a solid electrolyte. Okay, so they're effectively stating that you're able to reverse the process. Like I said, putting everything on its head, the whole process inside out. You're pretty much allowing the strips where the actual conduction occurs from the battery to the other facets of the machine, or whatever you're putting it in, really. It allows you to conduct the electricity through those elements versus what we had traditionally with a different kind of metal, like, again, copper, whatever replacements you use on regular batteries nowadays. The fact that it's glass inside, okay, allowing the electrolytes to flow from one side to the other, which makes the energy conduction. You have the literal solid state feature. Solid state. That is the part that makes this so revolutionary. It's a solid state battery. I mean, yes, you have some potatoes that you can find, which you can call solid, all right? But when I'm thinking solid, I'm thinking glass solid. I'm thinking rock. I'm not thinking organic material that you can squish in your hand. If you're strong enough, squish in your hand. Some potatoes are pretty hard to do that with. But still, you get my point. It's not something you can easily squish. This is something that, as I've just pretty much done overkill with by this point, this is something that, with the right method to produce it industrially, could genuinely change the world. This is something that's been peer-reviewed, okay? This is something that's been peer-reviewed. This is something that is looked at from the viewpoint of other scientists who are seeing this and in some parts not understanding this, but somehow reproducing this. This is something that's reproducible. This is something that you can do on your own, following the method that Dr. John Goodenough and Braga's team have put together. This is something that you can do. This is something that you can reproduce. This is something that, with your investment of time and energy, okay, with your investment of time and energy and your resources, not monetarily, I'm talking the really important area, your brain. This is where you can make a new battery and revolutionize the world. Because don't worry about money, all right? Don't worry at all about the money. The money will follow. Trust me. That being said, I am happy you got to this point in my video and you listened to the whole thing, and that if you choose to message me, you do, because I would love to work with you. Again, resources, contribute. I want to work with someone who wants to work. I want to work with someone who views this as fun. I want to work with someone who will put in all the effort they can and wants to be someone that really makes a change, and that's their motivation. Not money, not fame, just making a dent in the way we view batteries. All right. Well, this is John here. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. And here's the name of the article: Alternative Strategy for a Safe Rechargeable Battery. Written by Braga, Grundish, Murchison, and J.B. Goodenough. Well, have a good one.